what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. So, in today's episode, discovered some more things about the racist Twitter haters. So, the saga continues pretty much because I'm working on the birthday video for Four Souls, or not Four Souls, but yeah, they all got their birthday on the same day. But no, I'm working on a birthday video for Priscilla from Four Souls. Tomorrow's her birthday, so I was just adding like some final touches. Searched up both of our videos on YouTube because it's much more easier that way rather than going back and forth between each other's channels and stuff. So I figure anything that I'm looking for, I could just literally like find it by just searching it up and stuff. So anyways, I do that and I end up coming across a playlist that the racist Twitter hater created of me and Four Souls. And what was the description of it? Because he said some old weird stuff. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna have to like go back. Oh, wait a second. I was already on it. Hold on. So he said, this is my 5th playlist. It's about TMossBoss and his friend's channel for So it should, bro, you shouldn't be having, and he updates this. He has to be updating this every single day. Look, he even has the song in there, the song from the album. What other things? Like, you shouldn't be carrying on like this, man. He literally has every video, even the recent ones, even the song that I had just released. Oh, then the last video I reacted to of theirs, where it was me reacting to their like paranormal experiences. And I'm like, bro, you have to understand like how weird that is. Like, my thing is that talking to everyone else outside of this whole, versus, like, me going up against him or whatever you want to call it, who do you think is more weirder? The content creator, TMossBoss, or the dude that's stalking the content creator, whatever name he wants to go by? Because he's going by multiple different names, but I'm saying, like, who's weirder in this situation? I would like to know, because, and this ain't on some stuff where I'm like, no, I'm expecting somebody to leave a comment saying, bro, it's just a hater, let it go. No, I need to know who is more crazier in this situation, me or him? Because as I see it, I'm focused currently, let me just tell you guys everything that I'm doing right now. I'm working on multiple music albums. I just recently created a brand. I'm releasing merch for that brand and myself in my other YouTube channels. I have 22 YouTube channels active on all of them. Content coming out for all of them. All right. I am staying busy literally 24/7. I stayed up last night till 5 a.m. working on videos. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't. So what did I do? I got up and I started working on videos. I'm promoting my other friends that's YouTubers or Twitch streamers or whatever they got going on in life. I'm currently talking to friends that they have like brands and stuff that they plan on coming out with and giving them advice, motivating them. Oh my, like, man, all of the stuff that I'm doing. And then here's this guy somewhere across the world or wherever he's at, just straight up stalking me on everything that I'm doing. Even friends, because I brought this up to other friends and stuff, and even they've called him a stalker. So I know I'm not the only one that thinks that. I know I'm not. But you have to, my thing is like, I want him to realize that. I don't care if any of my friends realize that. Of course they're going to realize that. Anybody would realize that. A random stranger, somebody that's not friends with me or him, they would realize that. I'm like, nah, man, I'm telling you, when things clear back up and I'm able to just, like, go and just, we ain't got to practice social distancing, and I could go up to a person and, like, talk and, ask them questions about stuff. I should seriously do that. Go up to a bunch of random people and ask them, who's more weirder, the stalker or myself? The one that's just, providing content, just trying to be a content creator online, or the one that's stalking the content creator? Like, bro, you have to understand, and then to talk on you literally have 3 Twitter accounts talking about me, 3 YouTube channels talking about me, 3 whatever. You probably have 3 Instagram accounts. You probably have some. I know he has Instagram accounts because that's how I even came across him in the first place. Him stalking me, and then him kept messaging me his hacking group. So I'm like, you have multiple Instagram accounts. I know you have to. I know you have to be stalking me on there too. My thing is like, bro, and on top of that, then you're being racist. And you really think at the end of the day, somebody's going to look at you and say that you're the one that's not crazy. You're the more sane one than me. You being racist, a stalker, like you got probably a lot of things under your belt compared to me. So my thing is like I compared like you gonna really try to compare everything that it's people like him now. I would like to know about your personal life. Like what police charges do you got? Like I'm telling you, man, something's like not right with this guy. Something's really not right. Cause I'm like thought I heard my phone go off, but no, I'm like, you carrying on like that, he's definitely going to be one of those people where he's off up in a courtroom pleading insanity because he done did the wrong thing, and now he realized it, and he realized that's the only way out of serving life in prison or getting the death penalty. But nah, man, this guy, I'm telling y'all, if I ever go missing, it's him. It is completely him. He's somebody that definitely, it's like, you got to like sock him in the face in order to like get them to realize like, hey, like, I want to be left alone. I can say that to him. Is he going to leave me alone? No. If I tell him to delete any Twitter accounts that he has of me, will he listen? No. Like, he's that type of person where he's like, I'm not going to rest until TMossBoss is dead. I wonder what would happen if he woke up one day and seen. I feel like it's either going to be one of two things. He's going to be the only one celebrating, or he's going to realize like, dang, like it was dumb of me to just be carrying on like that. Man, I should have taken the time instead of hating on him every single day. I should have been taking the time to like, understand him, try to befriend him. My thing is like, I'm open to befriending people, but once when they've reached like a status of just being weird, like, and I have to say the one person that have reached that status was just the robot. Like everybody from that whole community, they've just all have reached that status of just being weird. So it's going to take a lot, like, honestly, to, like, bring them out of that circle of just being weird. And then me being able to talk to them as if they were, like, a friend of mine. But other than that, I'm like, nah, bro. It's like one-word answers. I'm like, I really don't have nothing to say to any of those guys. Just a robot, Joshua, who else? The freaking, what was that? It was like that guy I said that looks like Wreck-It Ralph. Like, any of them guys, I'm like, I don't want to be associated with them, talk to them, any of that. And this guy, he's right there in that category. He's probably number one. He's definitely more weirder than just a robot and all those guys. I remember that one dude that said that looks like Wreck-It Ralph. I remember he was a little weird at the start, but he seems like now, like, he's chilled and things. I don't know if these, like, my thing is like, I know y'all gotta have like kids and things, like, and that's what I have to say to him is like, if you had kids, would you want them to carry on like this? Like, everything that I am saying in this episode, I want you to like reach out to me and respond to literally everything. Okay, everything. Make a video if you need to. Yeah, do that. Make a whole video responding to everything. Like, react to this episode. Or I should maybe say it in the beginning instead of waiting until I got halfway through the episode. But no, like, really, like, respond to literally everything that I say in a video. And I promise you, if you do, I will react to it. Because I'm like, no, I'm curious to know, where do you come from in life to where you have to act like this? Like, nah, this is why I'm gonna have to, like, get, like, Dr. Phil on this guy. Because I'm like, what possessed you to carry on like this? Was it some, like, issues when you were a child? And then you just had to just carry on like this? I'm like, look, whatever happened to you when you was a child, you gotta let that stuff go. There's literally people walking the face of this earth. They've had the worst of the worst happen to them. Worst things happen to you. And you know what? They don't carry on like you. It's probably some of the best living people. There are people that have most likely dealt with. My thing is, like, the worst thing that could have possibly happened to you is you becoming homeless. I feel like that's when you hit rock bottom. Now, I'm not going to say that I've ever been in a situation like that, but it's stuff where I'm like, I've placed myself in a person's shoes that have been homeless. Or that is homeless. I've seen, like, man, I'm telling you, working downtown Seattle, that type of stuff, like, that would, like, you would think about that. Like, dang, what would I do? And I know for a fact, I'm like, nah, man, I'm not going to give up. I'm not just going to, be laid down the street, just, just give up like that. I'm like, I'm obviously going to try to find some sort of work, but that's a success story. You know, my thing is like any struggle or any problems I'm going through, I want to turn it into a success story. So how come you can't do that? How come whatever the problems that you're dealing with in life, you can't turn that into a success story? You have to turn it into something where you're just spreading hatred towards people, and then you try to like flip it on me and saying that I'm hating on you, that I'm stalking you, and I'm doing all this stuff to you. I'm literally minding my own business. The last time that when was the last time I talked about you? It was like what, maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So my thing is like I will talk about you like every blue moon, like every like few weeks probably. And here it is, you have multiple Twitter accounts and YouTube channels talking about me daily. You should not be carrying on like that. I'm saying, if you had a kid, would you want them to carry on like that? You want this kid, you want nothing but the best to happen for this kid, and they're carrying on like that. Where do you think somebody's like that gonna, they ain't gonna be running, they ain't gonna be a CEO of $1 billion dollar company carrying on like that. It's people like you. I'm like, nah, like you're gonna get pointed and laughed at, because it's like you shouldn't be acting like this over some YouTube videos. Sit down and think about it. To anybody out there outside of like him, would you carry on like this if somebody really made you upset? Like talking to anybody right now, if there was somebody that had made you so upset, and I've talked to people where it's like they've said that there's been YouTubers, for an example, Logan Paul. I remember I talked to this one girl at work about Logan Paul, and she flat out told me that she doesn't like Logan Paul. But she wasn't going around like, you know, stalking him, or I don't, maybe she was, I don't know, but she doesn't come off as a stalker. That was like literally the most chillest girl that I've ever worked with. So that's why I'm like, nah, she doesn't come off as being a stalker. She does come off though as like one of them like girls that would definitely like beat a man down. She was like, that girl, because she was tall too. She was like 6 something. I'm pretty sure people know who I'm talking about, but if you worked with me and things. But nah, she was cool. But I remember there was a day where I because like, you know, everybody like had always talked to me about like any like YouTube stuff that went down. So when the Logan Paul situation had went down, literally everybody was like turning and looking at me and stuff, because I'm the YouTube guy. And so they're asking me how I feel. I'm like, yeah, that's messed up. Like, you know, and even at that point in time, I have to say like I didn't like Logan Paul because of that video, and just because of like just that whole like Paul family and them just being cringy and stuff, just acting like, I'm like, these guys is like 20 something years old and they acting like teenagers. I'm like, bro, it's like you shouldn't be like 20 something. My thing is that if I have a platform, right, and I do have, I mean, if I had a platform big like them, I already do have, I have multiple platforms, but if I had a platform big like them where I got like 20 million followers and stuff, I will not be setting that example where it's cool to go, because people after that, after he did that video, people was going out to like that forest and things and was like, oh, let me go and record a dead body and stuff. I don't know how many. I think there was the one guy, he did that, but because he always be doing videos where he's like, oh, I'm talking to a dead person. I think he was the one that did it where he was like, went to well, I don't know if it was X, but I think he did do like a Tentacion related video after X had passed away. And I'm like, it's stuff like that. I'm like, you know, I won't have a platform setting that type of example. I'm like, if I have a platform, I'm gonna be setting an example where it's like you help out people next to you. You know, my thing is like, that's the type of platform that I want everybody to be doing. It's like, you know, there's just people in this world that deserves help, that deserves smile. Like literally every time when I do a video, I know I'm going to do a video that people are going to like. So that's why I'm like, if I do a McNasty reaction video, if I do a Four Souls reaction video, if I do a gaming video, if I do any type of video out there, I know there's going to be a video that somebody likes. I know that's going to be a video that somebody will like. Especially because the thing is, that's one thing that I have to say about when I do a Four Souls reaction video. Those guys always contact me and talk about how much they like my reaction. And that's like a double plus, because they like it, and then I like the fact that they like it. I mean, I already know it's a triple plus because I like the video. They like the fact that I like the video. And I had got like a text message. Hold on for a sec. I got a text message from a friend real quick. Alright, I'm back. But anyways, back to Dr. Phil, but just the black the black version of Dr. Phil is Steve Harvey. But anyways, my version of Dr. Phil. But no, I'm saying like, whatever issues you got going on in life, you shouldn't take it out on people that literally has nothing to do with it, because I feel like that it's much more deeper than the videos that he's hating on towards me. I feel like that I definitely did enable it you know, for him to get this far in this whole hatred and stuff. I hands down admit to that. I enabled him to carry on the way that he does. But let's start all the way from the beginning. What led you to that point to where you had to take out all your anger on me? Because I feel like that's how it was with literally everybody that I dealt with. Just the robot, Joshua, the Wreck-It Ralph guy, literally everyone that has made a video about me. I personally feel like that they've had some personal issues that really had just gotten to them, and they felt like that they had to take it out on the internet. And so me being in the crossfires, and then me, like, I'll admit once again, I'll admit that to each and every person I beef with. I enabled it. I added, you know, more gasoline to the fire and stuff. But I did not start that fire. So that's one thing for sure. I'm going to say that. I did not start that fire. Did I add gasoline to the fire? Hands down I did. I know I did. I had the biggest gas can, and I honestly, the most expensive gas out there, I put it all in that fire. I didn't even pour it. I just literally threw myself into the fire. So I'll admit to that. I will. But what led you to the whole hatred? And I know it wasn't, I know you ain't gonna, like, don't say no stuff like, oh, it was because of the Joshua situation or the suicidal girl. No, what led you to, like, from day one of all of this hate and pent-up aggression and all of this stuff that you got going on with yourself on YouTube? What led to that point? Because whatever it was, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Do you understand? There's been things that have happened to me when I was a kid. That's happened to me now. It's happened to me at every given point in time in my life. And I've had to let that stuff go. Things that just happened to me in the beginning of quarantine with my whole situation I was dealing with. I have to let it go. I have to let all of that stuff go and move on. Because that's the best thing for me. And look, I've created a brand. I've created more YouTube. I've reached beyond my goal of 20 YouTube channels. I'm making music. I am literally, it might not be the life that I want, but I am living my best life right now. I'm doing what a lot of people said that I couldn't do. I'm going above and beyond. So my thing is like, how come you can't do that? How come you can't live up to your full potential? You'd rather be stuck at whatever you're stuck in life, hating on me or whatever it is. But why would you rather be stuck here than to see what your full potential is? At the end of the day, I could care less if you hate on me or not. But my thing is like, you should not be, it gets to a point in time where it's like, you got to stop. You have to. Not because I'm telling you to stop, but that's something that you have to think of yourself, that you have to stop. That you should not be carrying on like this. You're 19 years old. I'm saying, like, dude, you can literally go out, hang out with friends, go get you a girlfriend, whatever. Live your life. But you want to live your life on the internet, how far is that going to get you? I'm saying if you want to be like a fireman or a doctor or a police officer or some office type job, like, you want to be a billionaire, you want to be a CEO to a billionaire company and things, like, you can't be a CEO to $1 billion company if you hating on TMossBoss. TMossBoss ain't going to get you to no $1 billion company. He's going to get you to a $50 company. It ain't even going to be a company. He's seriously, like, it's going to just be $50 sitting there. That's going to be for the whole year. So what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to be a CEO to $1 billion company, or do you want to hate on TMossBoss? Like, you pick and choose. What do you want to do for the rest of your life? And don't tell me some stuff like, oh, well, it's hard to run $1 billion. No, it's not. No, it is not. Bill Gates did it. Literally, anybody with $1 billion company is doing it right now. So it is not hard. And you have more to sit back on rather than hating on me for your whole life. Do you see yourself, my thing is like, do you see yourself 90 years old still having that pent up aggression and hatred towards me? You ain't even going to be able to remember it. You 90, you old. So I'm thinking, like, my thing is like, you ain't going to be carrying on your whole life acting like that. It's going to get to a point in time where you're all like, dang, like, you going to have to sit down and think like, I really did that. I was really out there living like that. Time wasted. It is literally time wasted. I can imagine that if I've sat down and thought like, dang, me playing a video game and not recording no videos, that was a waste of time. Imagine the amount of time that you're wasting right now. Literally every day from like ever since I discovered all of this stuff. It has been a waste of time. Notice that I'm not doing this. Literally, you're the only one that's doing this. There might be other people in this world that's doing that. And this whole episode, that goes out to you guys too. I'm literally speaking on those that have to deal with people like this. Because it is not normal. It's not. Eventually stuff like this, it will like come to light and things, and people will just realize, like, like, hey, these guys need help. Because it's not normal to be carrying on like this. Like, I know that this is some like way of like harassment and stuff, and you can get like, I don't know if you could get in trouble for it, but I know you can get like an account or something banned. But knowing somebody like him, he'll just keep creating accounts and account after more and more and more. And I'm like, bro, you just, honestly, it's a waste of time, man. It is. That ain't even me just all like, if you want to continue hating on me, go ahead. I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm still going to be focused on myself, my brand, all of that. But I'm not going to be sitting here just, hating on a person. For what reason? What is that going to get me? My thing is, like, it's funny because, hold on for a second. Let me see if I can pull that up when the description for his video, or not video, but for his channel. Okay, I can't bring it up on there, so I'll have to bring it up on my phone. I don't even know why it's like you block me just to talk about me. I'm like, it makes no sense. So, but anyways, so he says in the description, he's whatever that name is supposed to be. Also, Tyler Jamal Moss Cringe, who's my #1 hater. Like, how am I your hater? Because I talk about you on my podcast, or I might mention you in a video. So that shows that I'm a hater. See, that's why I say, like, these guys either take things out of context, or they're just flat out lying. You name one time I actually said that I hate you or that I'm hating on you. What is there to hate on? Like, I'm not even trying to sound rude or disrespectful or anything, but what is there to hate on? What do you do? Like, I can understand you hating on me because I do reaction videos or any other types of videos. Literally, just me existing on the YouTube platform. You're hating on me for that reason. But what do you do that gives me a reason to hate on you? You talk about me? Do you know how many people talk about me? To my face, behind my back, on the internet, like wherever. I don't care. I don't. You had to understand, my thing is, like, I know he's going to try to say, like, some, like, oh, manipulating stuff, saying, oh, you do care, you do care. No, I don't. As many times as you want to believe that I do, I don't. I truly, 100% on everything's do not care. I would rather for it to all end and we can just go back to our normal lives than for me to sit here and waste 20 minutes of my life talking about some dumb stuff. It gets to a point in time where you got to move on. You can't be carrying on like this. You have to let it go. You have to. As many times you are like, oh, no, let it go. It is done and over with. Let it go. It is over. All right? Like, it gets to a point where it's like, bruh, like, you can't carry on like this your whole life. If you got that planned, I'm like, your life plan is all wrong. You're going to have to come up with something else. Because I'm saying this ain't going to get you some job to $1 billion. It won't even get you a job at $1 billion company. So I'm saying, like, you gotta reevaluate your life and, come up with a plan to, like, really just become, like, the better you. But you can't become a better you carrying on like this. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube. Follow and subscribe if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service. Talk to you guys later. Yeah, GEEK for CeeLo promo. I'm pretty sure y'all know about that by now. But yeah, talk to you guys later. Peace.